Minister. So it is otherwise because he has a natural temper for science. Within a few days of our swearing in on the 26th of May 2014, we were at Sriharikota watching the launching of a navigation satellite. And we had with us Radhakrishnan, the chairman. So I told him, I said when we were schoolboys, we used to read about Sriharikota whenever there was a launching, and we thought of it of a remote place, inaccessible, mysterious place, don't know where it is. So I said, today I learned one more, because I try to learn one new thing every day. I said, what I have learned today is that you have to be a scientist as distinguished as somebody like Radhakrishnan or Sarabhai, or you have to be an MOS space like Jitendra Singh to gain free accessibility. So, but that happened because the Prime Minister was there, always supporting, patronizing these kind of experimentation initiatives. Only the other day he had a day-long marathon meeting with all the departments related to science, and he personally tries to guide them. And I have actually, only day before yesterday I was suggesting, because we have two departments, the department of, because this also caters to PhD courses and other such streams. We have two departments, incidentally, in science, the Department of Science and Space and Department of Nuclear Energy, which do not have their headquarters in the union capital of Delhi. That is a bit of an anomaly politically, but it has happened because of the certain sequence of events that took place that time, because space, the nuclear energy was established by Homi Bhabha at Mumbai in the form of the atomic center, and he died a premature death. And the space was brought up in South by Sarabhai, Satish Dhawan and others. And Sarabhai also suddenly passed away in a hotel room one night when he was on a conference. So Satish Dhawan had to take over, who was based in Bangalore and was not prepared to move over to Delhi, and therefore that became the headquarter. So as a part of a new initiative in the field of science, we are setting up a hall of nuclear energy in Pragati Maidan, so that people could come there, particularly the youth, to understand what we are doing, the enormous achievements. And so also I suggested the other day, we had a day-long summit on space. I suggested a similar hall of space, because we are at least on the top as far as space technology is concerned. We have in the last 15 years also started, of course we were launching foreign satellites, we have also started generating income out of that. More than 7 million euros and more than $27 million. So I wrote a small note. I said India has entered into an era of space marketing, which nobody could have thought of. Could you think of, it must have been laughable when Sarabhai launched into space, or Homi Bhabha said that he's going to have a nuclear energy program based on peaceful purposes just within 10 years of that Holocaust of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Everybody was biased against anything happening in the field of atomic energy, and this gentleman had the courage to say that I will launch a program in a country like India, which was already beset with a host of problems, poverty, food scarcity, etc. And then to top of it, icing on the cream, he said it will be for peaceful purposes, when people were just recovering from that atom bomb holocaust. So I think we have to also increase our visibility. That's what I'm trying to say, all that good work which is being done. Last time when I came here, I suggested to Dr. Shivagaonkar, I think I'll try carry it on with Kshitij. I said we could have, they have started some kind of a biotechnology projects over here. So I said, that time I was also holding the Department of Biotechnology, because then I had a bigger department, Northeast, I couldn't handle so many departments. So it's been handed over to two ministers. So I said we could have a cell of biotechnology in IIT, so that we could work in collaboration, because you learn a lot when you have a symbiosis of all these sciences. For example, I was at the same time given the opportunity of handling both the space as well as atomic energy. And around the same time last year, you would have read in the newspapers, there were reports about smuggling of thorium and monazite from the atomic energy plants, which is used for the creation of nuclear energy. So since I was also dealing with space, which have the facility of images which are used for weather forecast, cyclone forecast, etc. So I suggested, why couldn't we use imaging to determine which metal was placed under the ground. So if you could see a suspicious activity in that zone where you had a monazite, you could easily apprehend. So for that symbiosis, we suggested a biotechnology cell. I would just recall it to Professor Kshitij. I deliberated, Dr. Shivagaonkar said we could have a department. I said not department, because I know the way the government works. If you have a department and we post two scientists of biotechnology from the Science and Technology Department of Government of India, it will become a safe posting for them. Somebody who doesn't want to go out of Delhi would say, वो IIT में भेज दीजिए, काम का है तो कोई होता नहीं, वहाँ पता ही नहीं biotechnology है क्या. So instead of having that kind of thing, we'll have a cell which would be exclusively confined to the kind of project that you give. And depending on that, a biotechnology scientist would be available here. Once we grow and learn to live with it and also understand our responsibilities, we could have a full-fledged department. That's what I said. We could actually grow further in that direction with the other departments also. Incidentally, science technology I'm not dealing with directly. I had started a process, but I'm glad that Dr. Harshvardhan has taken over. Usually, takes me into confidence. The first thing I did after joining that, because the day I took over the charge, I was placed before me 2 conferences, one in San Diego, one in Boston. Where do you have to go? They asked me. So I said my appetite for conferences was already over before I came here. Otherwise, where I was, I had so many conferences, I had to steal time for my clinical practice. So the first order that was issued is that no minister would head a delegation of scientists or researchers abroad. And fortunately, that order still stays there. It was noticed very widely and attracted editorials across the country. I said the most original researcher will head the delegation. So something of innovative, so that when you look back, you can say that you added some of your personal inputs to what was happening. I always a pleasure to being here. IITs, of course, are the monuments of contemporary India, or modern India. I would not say temples of modern India, as somebody said, but I can safely say they are certainly monuments of contemporary India. And just as every generation has its share of glory, the generation of Mr. Dogra, Mr. Pawar and others had the privilege and glory of seeing the IIT grow to its present form. But the generation that is seated behind will have the privilege of becoming participants in adding a new chapter to the history of India when India becomes a world power in the years to come. So you will have the pride to say, when our generation is into less of focus, you will have the privilege to say that, look here, we were there who participated in the making of history of world power called India. Thank you, gentlemen.
I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for his most illuminating lecture. I think all of us learnt a lot from it, and I would request the audience to give him a round of applause for his excellent lecture. Now it's my pleasant duty to request the Minister to present mementos to those who are involved in writing of the coffee table book. I would first start with the Editor-in-Chief, Dr. Deepak Dogra. Next, Mr. V. Seturaman. Mr. M.S. Bawa, Mr. Indu Bhaskar, Mr. Sanjeev Jain, Miss Aparna Saraugi,
Dr. Jalan, and then Mr. Nitin Rai.
Now I'll request the Director of IIT Delhi and Chairman IIT Delhi Alumni Association, to present a memento to our chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Singh. Now I will request Dr. Dogra to present a memento to the director, Mr. Professor Satish Gupta. It's my pleasant duty to call upon Mr. K.K. Dhar to come to the dais and present a memento to our distinguished alumnus, Mr. Rajendra Pawar. I now request the dignitaries on the dais to take their seats, please. It's my pleasant duty to invite Mr. Indu Bhaskar, Secretary, IIT Delhi Alumni Association, to present a vote of thanks.
I feel honored and privileged to get an opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this historic occasion. 9 September 2015 is indeed a very memorable day in the history of IIT Delhi Alumni Association, when Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Minister of State, Prime Minister Office, is with us as chief guest for inauguration of Startup Conclave, unleashing IITian and release of IIT DA coffee table book, IIT Delhi through the lenses. I, on behalf of IIT Delhi Alumni Association, entire fraternity of IIT Delhi, and on my own behalf, convey my deep regards and hearty thanks to Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji for gracing the inaugural session and for releasing the coffee table book. Also for sharing with us his vision on startup. We are greatly encouraged by his gracious presence and immensely benefited by his inspiring address. We assure you, sir, we will continue work in the direction of creating awareness and opportunity for the startups. We are extremely grateful to Director IIT Delhi, Professor Satish Gupta Ji, for his support, encouragement, and hour-to-hour guidance. Thank you, sir. I also thank our distinguished alumni, Shri R.S. Pawar Ji. He beautifully touched all aspects of a startup conclave. I also thank Mr. Pradeep Gupta, Mr. K.K. Dhar, Mr. Vishnu Dasud, Mr. Yogesh Hon'ble, and Mr. Pradeep Kapse for making this conclave a reality. I also wish to express my sincere thanks to all professors, faculty of IIT Delhi for their unlimited support to IIT Delhi Alumni Association from time to time. My deep regard and thanks to all ex-presidents, ex-secretaries, and office bearers, including ex-office bearer of IIT Delhi Alumni Association, who are the foundation of today's conclave. I also thank all executive committee members of IIT Delhi Alumni Association and its member. I also convey my thanks to the committee member of Coffee Table Book, including editors, for bringing out IIT Delhi Coffee Table Book, IIT Delhi through the lens. I also extend my sincere thanks to Mr. Jitendra, to whom IIT Delhi entrusted the work of Coffee Table Book. My thanks to Wing Commander Vijay Parashar Ji, who is known for his passion and sincerity towards IIT Delhi Alumni Association, and also for escorting our Honorable Minister from his residence. I also thank Mr. R.K. Sharma Ji, ex-member Gujarat State Electricity Regulatory Commission, for accepting our invitation for this conclave. Thank you, sir. I convey thanks to all distinguished participants who have come from distant places to attend this conclave. This reflects their commitment to today's subject. The IIT Delhi Alumni hope that this conclave will provide a platform to share knowledge and expertise and critical views of the issues leading to the defined goal for profession in startup. My sincere thanks to the print and electronic media for their presence and giving excellent coverage to the conclave. Now the most important, my special thank and hearty thanks to the IIT Delhi staff, IIT Delhi alumni staff for their immense support, dedication and teamwork and untiring effort. All the work is smiling shoulder to shoulder to make this conclave successful. At the end, I once again thanks Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, Director IIT Delhi Professor Kshitij Gupta ji, Shri R.S. Tomar ji and the distinguished assemblage in this auditorium for their august presence among us on this important occasion. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
We'll break for tea. Let's assemble here again at 12:15 for the first technical session. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.